All right, welcome everybody. We might start just a couple minutes late. I'm still waiting for Emily to get on, and then we will get started. I'm trying to think of any announcements that I have. PIO is still on sale this month. 3-day refresh is still on sale this month. We still have our 3-day refresh challenge group that we're starting on the 28th. So make sure you're inviting to that and getting people into that. She's downloading everything to get on right now, so be patient with me. Yeah, so our Nutrition 101 group is going to be amazing. So I hope you guys are inviting people to it. If you have potentials that are interested, make sure they have the 3-day refresh challenge pack. I am allowing coaches in to have the 3-day refresh. Only the one with 52 PV though. So if you have inactive coaches that are wanting to join, they have to get the 3-day refresh with the 52 PV. It's like $49 and some change, I think, or something like that. Ignore my big zit. I don't know what else to talk about. There she is, she's on. Yay, hi. Oh, let me see if I can unmute you. It says you're muted.
I won't touch anything.
There you go, you did it. You're on, can you hear me okay? Oh, can you hear me? Message her. Can you hear me? She can't. Wonder if her volume's down like mine was that one time. Hello.
Trying to figure this out.
Can you hear me? No? Well, hang on, guys. Bear with us, please. She's trying to figure out how to get connected. Emily! If you're on Entrepreneur Academy, I'm working on getting our video uploaded for the day, so that's fun. But you guys are enjoying that group. If you're not in that group, you're missing out on amazing information. What else do I want to talk about? Success Club. I'm going to be going through all of our Success Club earners today and yelling at everybody and giving shout outs. That'll be fun. Emily, can you hear me? No!
Oh.
Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Really? That is so silly. Okay, I'm so sorry about that. I'm gonna restart my laptop and I'll get back on right away.
Totally fine.
Sorry.
Hey, you're fine. Okay, Success Club. Make sure you guys are pushing for Success Club. We have the entire, it's like P90X, P90X Plus, P90X2, the entire series. It's like a $200 or $300 value, I think they said, which is huge. And check with your Diamond Upline. Your Diamond Upline might be doing other giveaways and things like that as well. Let me look at notifications really fast and see if any of you guys are having issues getting on. Our calls are always recorded, FYI. So I will post this recording. The reason we use Google Hangouts is because it's super convenient. So we start it and broadcast it, and then it's automatically uploaded to our YouTube channel. So it's pretty convenient and easy. We just have to have good service most of the time. I'll give her just a few more minutes here. What else can we talk about? Talked about our refresh group. Talked about Success Club, prizes. Hope you guys are having a great day.
Hey.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm so sorry. I don't know what's up with my laptop, but I decided to go back to my office.
Totally fine. Totally fine.
There might be some noise because they're doing our basement, so that's why I was like, oh, I'll do it upstairs. Didn't work.
Well, we feel it all. Well, we're ready for you. So I will honestly let you take it over. If you don't know Emilie, she is a 9-star Diamond, 2014 Elite Coach, Success Club 10 legend. And the thing that really sets her apart from a lot of coaches is the fact that she's led 3 Team Cup championship teams, right? Like, that's huge. And if you don't know what Team Cup is, if you're new and listening, it's kind of, sorry, my notifications are going crazy. Kind of like a race to Success Club. So the team with the highest amount of Success Club points wins, which is pretty amazing that she can produce, such high quality people and get them going. So I'm anxious to hear from you. I've got my notepad ready and I'm ready to go. So it is all you. I'm going to mute myself.
All right. Well, thank you so much for having me. Sorry for the little delay. So my name is Emilie Robidas. I'm a French Canadian. You probably noticed it right away. I live currently on the West Coast in British Columbia, but I'm from Quebec, which is the French province in Canada. And I've been a coach for 2.5 years now. It's going to be 3 in December. And what really helped me build the business is when I went full force with the Team Cup. And this has really duplicated throughout the downline. So now we're seeing like a lot of people that are hitting high numbers in successful points. And I think this is what we call duplication, right? So I teach people in my team how to hit Success Club. That's been like something very important in my whole business. That's been a non-negotiable goal. Like Raina said, I'm in Success Club 10 legend. So it's been like almost, I think it's 31 months now, consecutive months in Success Club 10. So it's been something that's really important, and that's what I teach right away. Getting high numbers in Success Club, winning the Team Cup really comes down to the number of people you're talking to and your focus. So I have like 10 points I want to share with you today. And those are like things that I share with my team because I don't think you can teach everything, but these are like key points that I like, that are part of my philosophy as a coach, as a leader, and things that I focus on. And they touch on the Team Cup, but this is something that you can implement in your day-to-day life as a coach. And so the first point really is about numbers. If you want to get high numbers in Success Club, you need to be talking to a lot of people. And if you're just aiming for Success Club 5, which is great consistently, if you're aiming for Success Club 10, which is perfect consistently, if you're not hitting it right now, it's probably because you're not talking to enough people. So you need to increase your invites that you do every single day. And it's super important that it's something that you do every single day. Quality is important, and it's always going to be important, but when you first start, quantity is super important because you're going to get better at it. The more you invite, the more you're going to get better at it. If I go back to messages I sent out 2 years ago, I'd probably cry because I'd probably be like, oh my goodness, I can't believe I sent that out and I failed at that and I was not getting the response. There's something super important in life, and that's called action. So you can go and be in the Coach Online office and follow these scripts, which are great. The 5-step invitation process is something that I teach. I have my own 5-step invitation process with my own wording on it. That's a good frame. It explains how to go and build a relationship and start a conversation with people. But really, it's in the action that you're going to find your own style. Because if you just copy paste what's in the Coach Online office, or you copy paste what Raina's doing, it's not going to sound like it's you. So it's super important that you just do it. You start with that, you make it your own, and you personalize every message that you send out. So your technique is important, and that's something I'm going to touch base on in a future point. But really, it's you want to be inviting like crazy, especially if you want to get high numbers. So when it's Team Cup, for me, the Team Cup doesn't start on the 1st of the month. It starts 2 weeks before, and we form teams. We start strategies. We start working on our contact list. We talk about our tips and our strategies for the whole month. So it really starts with the planning of things. So first point, really is the number of people you're talking to every day and how many people you're presenting with the opportunity or of getting in better shape, improving their health, or changing, maybe investing in a business. Second point is the contact list. If you do not have a contact list, you don't have a business, period. I say that all the time. My team knows about it, but I know there's a lot of coaches who do not have a contact list. You can't trust your memory. It's just not gonna happen. And really, your contact list includes every single person you've ever met. This is where you start. If you're sitting there, you're like, I don't know who to invite. You invite your neighbor, you invite the guy at the grocery store. I mean, you invite everybody. And by invite, I don't just mean like, hey, join my challenge group. You start building a relationship, you get interested in them, and then they will eventually get interested in you. And then you share what you love, and Beachbody is a part of it. So really focus on your contact list. When we start Team Cup, the first thing I have the coaches doing is to update their contact list. And if they've been very consistent with building relationships, starting new conversations every day, adding new people to their contact list, they should have a big list of people that they can invite straight to a challenge group. And that's not a cold invitation to a stranger. I don't teach that. I don't think it works. I don't like it. I don't like it when I have a message from a stranger in my personal inbox and I'm like, who are you? What are you trying to sell me? So it's super important that when you send those invites to your challenge group, it's either someone who you know well, they trust you, and you know about them, and they might have told you about their goals, and they might have not been ready in the past, or you might have not presented the opportunity to get in your challenge group, and then you just jump in. So that's what I have my coaches do. And usually the number that I tell them is you have to have 100 names on the list, and these people, you're going to invite them all. So you might want to invite 10 a day. If you go crazy and you invite 100 in a day, you can, but then you're going to get busy and you're going to lose people. So it's preferable, I think, to break it down in days and numbers that you can manage. Or if you don't want to sleep, that's okay. But really, that's why I say it starts 2 weeks before, because you're going to start inviting, and then you want to get the numbers during the Team Cup. All right, number 3 is what's your focus? So really, Team Cup, when you're in the Team Cup, for me, my focus is obviously it's to help people. That's part of who we are as a coach. That's part of our job. I mean, this is like a no-brainer. But my personal goal is to get numbers, right? So it's to get success club points. Usually, I will focus more on the challengers, but the last Team Cup, I challenged myself because recruiting has been one of my weaknesses. And another thing I teach my team is to always shoot for a higher goal or step out of your comfort zone. So I had a personal goal this last Team Cup to recruit many coaches, and I recruited 21. So I had almost over 40 points just in recruiting coaches, and that's a first for me. But mostly I will focus more on the challengers. That's more of my comfort zone. So this is what I've been teaching people too. And really, our business is about getting people connected to products first. I believe in it. So yeah, so what's your focus? So whatever you focus on, you need to track it, because whatever you're going to be focusing on is what's going to expand. So when I want to be seeing, let's say, my team volume increase, I start really tracking on that. If I want to have more people hitting Success Club, then I start tracking people, because I need to be conscious of it. And it's got to be tracked. It's just, you have to be focusing on it. I'm sorry, the guy's working in my basement. I don't know if you hear it. If you can hear me, that's good. All right, so I got to keep my focus. All right, so whatever you're focusing on, track it. And you can't do everything and everything in a month. So my team knows when it's Team Cup that I'm working closely with the 4 other individuals in my team. This is going to be my focus. I'm with them every single day. We chat a lot. We text. We message each other. So this is my focus. I'm not letting my whole team down, but I make them aware. They know that it's a big thing in my business, and it's going to be my focus of the month. And I also teach them that they should be focusing on that and take that as an opportunity to build. I don't know if you're a fan of Eric Worre, but I love what he says when he talks about slow and steady doesn't win the race. I mean, yes, consistency is a huge, it's a huge asset, and you need to be consistent. If you want to be at the top and you want to be excellent and you want to be taking this business to the next level, you need to take these moments when you're running with it. And I'm not saying you do that for 3 months, because I don't know if I'd be able to go the same pace as the cup forever. But the cup is such a great opportunity for you to say, hey, okay, maybe I haven't been focused so much on my business. Maybe I'm a bit slow. I mean, I'm not consistent. I haven't been inviting. What if I take this 30 days to really just apply the 3 vital behaviors, work with my business activity tracker, and do the work and just take it to the next level? You don't have to wait for Team Cup for that. Challenge yourself. If this month you're like, hey, I'm tired of this, I'm stuck at Emerald and I don't know why it's not moving, challenge yourself. Set yourself a goal and be like, I want to do more. I want to achieve something. I want to do something better this month. So take these moments to really just run with it, because I believe this is what's going to take you to the next level. You're going to be surfing the wave of this work. I mean, you're not going to be sitting down and not doing anything. But what you do for this 30 days, you're going to be gaining the results throughout months. Like, I mean, it's going to last for months. It's not just going to be the month after. You will have people coming a year after, if you're still there, and you're going to be like, hey, we talked to each other a year ago, you know, and they're coming back and they're ready to buy. So everything you do, every action that you take is going to create a reaction. So everything really matters. So that's number 3. Number 4, I could start with this one, but I know we all love the how-tos and what you should be doing and what tools to use and what's your strategy. But really what has changed my life and this business is my philosophy. So you need to work on your philosophy. And if you haven't read The Slight Edge, I just started reading it. I think I'm halfway through it, and I'm super inspired by it. It really talks about that. You need to work on your belief. You need to work on your philosophy. You can know all the how-tos. All the tools are there. Like, there's tons of coaches out there who are sharing their tips every day. They have videos. The Coach Online Office is a resource that's full of great, great information. But if you don't work on your philosophy, if you don't believe in yourself, if you don't believe on the opportunity, then you're going to get stuck. And that's when really personal development is so important in your life, in your business. You need to work on that philosophy, because the road to success is not a straight line. It's bumpy. From the outside world, we see it as a beautiful thing, like it's instant success, which is not true. It's the result of daily actions, and it's a compound effect of all these actions. So you really want to be focusing on that philosophy and understand that it really takes hard work, dedication, and it's not going to happen overnight. I mean, if I would have quit like many times if I didn't work on this, and if I didn't build the mind of a winner, like if I didn't focus on saying, okay, it's okay that I'm failing, or this is not working, but that's okay, I'm just moving forward, I keep going. So you need to really be focusing on your philosophy, on your personal development. 3 words that I had in my team logo before. Not that I don't like the words anymore, I just updated it recently. But that's part of my philosophy, and that's what I teach in my team. The first word is passion. So you need to be passionate about what you're doing. You can't fake passion. So if you are not passionate right now about this opportunity, about the workouts you're doing, about the personal development you're doing, about Shakeology, you need to reevaluate yourself and either find something that, like, I mean, within the business, you need to be passionate about it. I mean, you can't fake that. So this is something that's going to fire people. When you love something, people just want to know more about it. It's gonna show. So that's something that, like, you have to start with the passion, I believe. Then the second word is vision. You have to really have a clear vision of who you are, what kind of coach you are. Your vision is also going to be your own mission statement. It's going to be, and it's not decide, commit, succeed. That's Beachbody's mission statement. You have to have one for yourself, for your team, and what you want to accomplish. So the more you work on that vision, the more it's clear to you, the better it is, the easier it is for you to communicate it to the outside world. And that goes a lot with focus too. So what are you trying to accomplish? What does that mean to you? The last word is action, and I repeat that all the time. You can read all the personal development you want. You can watch this video and be like, oh, this is cool, like that inspires me. Or you can, go to Summit and get fired up, but if you don't go back home and implement what you've learned, you're kind of wasting your time. Really, like, you have to act when you're like in the moment. You're like, okay, I'm gonna go do this, and you have to do it. You don't have to do everything. I know sometimes this can be overwhelming. I remember going to the New Leader Conference and hearing Melanie Mitro talk and Tracy Morrow, and I'm like, oh my goodness, they're doing so many things. Oh my gosh, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that. Oh my gosh, I should be doing this. And then it can be overwhelming because you're focusing on the things that you might not be doing. I remember Trina Gray came on stage and she made me feel so good because she said, you don't have to do everything that Melanie Mitro is doing. You don't have to do everything that I'm doing. What you're doing is good. You're here. Obviously, you're interested in building your business. Just take one thing and start implementing. So you don't have to do everything I'm sharing today. You don't have to do everything that you're learning in the book. But if you're not improving or adding new actions or new things to what you're doing in your daily, day-to-day life, you're not improving. So really, you have to take actions. And that's something that's going to help you move forward. Okay, I was like, why did I write this? Okay, something to work on your philosophy, something that really changed my life again, and it has a big impact on my business, I believe, is the power of words and the way I talk to myself. This has really started with Chalene Johnson and Turbo Fire, which is how I got started in this business. Really, when I started to change the way I talk to myself, change the way I talk about the world, choose my words wisely, it really has a big impact, and I believe in that so much. So you want to really be conscious of how you talk to yourself. I can't do that. I have no time. This is impossible. These are all things that I don't say anymore. I always have tried to tweak things in a positive way. A book that really helped me with that, and I read it before I became a coach, is it's the 4 Agreement, but I read the 5th Agreement, so I think it was the newest version. That's something that really helped me build confidence and really let go of all kinds of negative stuff in my life. So if you haven't read it and you feel like you need to work on your confidence, this would be a good book to go to. Actually, it's the kind of book that I'm going to reread probably soon. Like, it's the kind of book that you want to read more than once, and you're going to get different things out of it. Number 5, you want to lead with your identity and not the products. And that's like in everything, specifically in social media. So, and that's, I think, something that we learn. I think when we become coaches, there's this part of us that we need to tell people that we are Beachbody coaches, and that's fine. Like, we need to share that part of us, but we don't want it to be all we share. So it's really important that I've done a lot of soul searching to know who I am, what differentiates me from other people, what are my strengths, what am I good at, because really you are the business. Beachbody is a part of who you are. It's a vehicle and we love it, but you're not just Beachbody. You were someone before you became a coach. And if you're just sharing what Beachbody is, then anybody can do that. People will follow you for who you are, for your philosophy, for your values. So you need to be sharing that. It's a process. I tell my team, you're going to find your colors, like the way you want to share it on social media and all that. And again, it's in the action that you really eventually find yourself and all of that. But I tell my team, like, pick 3 things that you're going to be sharing that are not related to fitness or nutrition or Beachbody. Like, are you a mom? Really have a very specific description of who you are and talk to that person. Like, I'm talking to moms who love fitness. I've learned to not try to please everybody because no one connects with that. So I think it's better to always have a specific target and your audience, because what's really cool about doing that is you're going to start attracting people like you. So if you share that you don't have excuses, if you share that you're this type of person, you're just going to really have people coming to you, and you're going to want to be friends with them because they're, you know, you connect with them right away and they connect with you. So that's super important that you focus on that. And you know, people won't follow you because you drink Shakeology every day. They will follow you because you look happy and they want to be happy. Ultimately, that's what people want, right? They just want to be happy. So you want to be enthusiasm, show enthusiasm. You want to be excited. You want to show how this opportunity and what you're doing in your life is making you feel good, so that people just want to feel good. So they're going to be, I think they're going to be like, hey, she looks so happy. I don't know what she's doing, but I want to do the same. So whatever it is, they're just going to be interested in knowing more because they connect to you and they want to be happy. So that was number 5. Yeah, number 5, lead with your identity, not with the products. I wrote down life statement. So in the process of knowing like what you want to share, like I said, I have like my mission statement for my team, and I think it's important to have a mission statement for your life, for your own life. Like, what do you want to do in this life? Like, what it is you want to send out in this world? And personally, I want to influence people in a positive way. And I want to help people reach their full potential, help them really, I feel like I haven't reached my full potential. I'm learning every single day, but I'm going towards that. And I really learned to just believe in what I love and do the things I love. And I want people to feel good, and I want people to have this inside of them too. So that's my own mission statement. I want to influence people in a positive way so they can feel better about themselves and find their own purpose in life. Find your own, like it's got to be like something specific, because this is gonna, every time you're gonna be posting on social media or talking to people, remind yourself of what you want of this life, what you wanna, what's your mission statement in this life. Don't impose your beliefs and values, just share who you are. I'm not, like, communication is very tricky, and sometimes just a way of placing words and can really change the message. So I'm not saying, hey, you should be thinking like that and you should be doing that and this is the right way to live. I'm just sharing who I am, what makes me feel good. If people connect with that, fine. If they don't, then they can go to the next page, or, you know, it's okay. Take it or leave it, and that's perfect like that. You're not gonna please everybody, and you don't want to please everybody. So I just share who I am and what makes me feel good, and whoever connects with it, then we can become friends and maybe do business together. Number 6, invest in your business. That's something that's not just in a financial way, but I mean also educating yourself. I know we say all the time that we're not nutrition experts, we're not fitness instructors. Right now, I worked on the Shakeology workshop for Summit, and what we came out with is we tell people not to become expert, but I think truly people follow people for excellence. They're not going to follow you if you are average. So you really want to become pro at something, whatever it is, because that's going to help you have your niche, and people are going to trust you. If you're just like the other guy, I'm not saying to go get a PhD or whatever, but, you know, information is everywhere. I know a lot of people think that I'm a personal trainer, or that, like, I don't position myself as a personal trainer or as a dietitian, but I do read a lot about nutrition. I do read a lot about fitness. I think that's part of who I am. So invest in your business, not just in a financial way with marketing, which is super important too, but also invest in yourself, in educating yourself. And that's also part of the personal development. Number 7, work on your communication skills. That's very important to me. I'm from the communication background. I studied communication and marketing, and I don't know, I've always loved to write and communicate. That's something I've always loved. I'm blessed that this opportunity with Beachbody is allowing me to do that. Like doing this today is like, I love doing this. So this is really cool. You want to work on your communication skills because sometimes, you know, there's so many things that are going to stop your message from being delivered in a way that you want it to be delivered. So if you think that's a weakness, that might be stopping you from progressing. The way you write, the way you talk, this is going to have an effect on everybody and how they're going to perceive the information that's out there. So that's something that's super important to me. I know Reina does it too with her coaches. Well, she's going to check what their script are like, and sometimes just tweaking a word. So don't be scared to like share your scripts and what you're telling people. In Team Cup, I do that like a lot more. Like we share everything. Like, oh, this person told me this objection. Like, how would you respond? Or I wrote this. What do you think about it? And then we just, you know, share, oh, I would change this word, or maybe I would rephrase this. It's important to just try to improve the way that you communicate your information. And you want to become an expert at telling stories, especially on social media. There's this technique, you know, in sales, which is the feel, felt, found. I do that all the time in my private messages, and I do that too on my page. So when I'm going to share a post, I'm not just going to share a picture and say, I like this picture. Oh, this is interesting. Oh, so very true. You want to go deeper and you want to share an emotion with that. So I always going to talk about how this makes me feel. If there's like something that I learned about it. And so you want to go deeper and not just share like random pictures that put your heart and soul in when you put on the social media. Take your time. It's going to take you more time. Sometimes it takes me 25 minutes or 30, you know, just to think about a post. If I really take my time and I want to reread and change words and all that, this is going to have an effect on how it's perceived too. So the feel, felt, found technique works like a charm for objections. If you don't know about it, you can Google it. You're going to see it's super easy. When someone talks to me, I always start every message by focusing on the person. So whatever they told me or asking me, or even if they're just asking me, how are you? I'm like, I would say, hey, how are you? You know, I always focus on them. And I always start the message by personalizing, like in relation to what they told me. So I show them that I'm reading and I care about what they're telling me. I don't just jump to the information that I want to dump on them. I show them that I care. And so the feel, felt, found could be like, oh, I totally understand how you feel. I felt the same way, or my mom felt the same way, or this person felt the same way about Shakeology. They were scared because they have tried blah, blah, blah. But I found with my research that this is blah, 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 blah. So this is just a way of like communicating. So again, work on your communication skills. There are some tricks out there. They're not to trick people. It's just to help you better communicate your passion and what you want to share. Number 8, I don't know how I'm doing for time, but I know sometimes I can ramble on. So number 8, this is huge. Step out of your comfort zone, especially for Team Cup. That's one of the key things that I focus on. I want people to do something they've never done during Team Cup. Some people, it's going to be they never did a video on their page. They never shared their story. They never invited anyone. You know, it could be, do something that scares you. Sometimes this thing that scares you the most is the actual thing you should be doing. You don't have to do everything that scares you, but think about it. Like the more you overcome your own fears, the more confident you're going to be. It's an awesome feeling to just overcome fears. And that's so important. I mean, I've been doing that since day one in this business. Learn to say yes more often. If you're invited on a team call, or you want to host a team call, or you're like, oh my goodness, I don't know how I'm going to do that. It scares you. You're never going to grow if you just stay in your comfort zone. You're never going to move forward. So it's always doing those scary things. And the funny thing is, they become like a habit. It's like inviting. It's kind of scary at first. You don't want people to say no. You're scared of being judged. You don't know how they're going to perceive you. Then the more you do it, you're like, that's nothing. So the more you do it, the better you become at it. And then you can tackle the different fear. Number 9, the 3 vital behaviors, they work as a whole. I know we always talk about it, and everybody's like every top coach is doing that. Like, I mean, it's not sexy. It's not something that we get applaud for or congratulate because we answered 50 messages today, or we invited 20 people. No one's there to cheer us up. We're cheered on stage at Summit, on recognition by corporate or by your team for the result. But really, it's these actions that will get you the result. So they might not be sexy, they might not look appealing to you, but they work. They work as a whole too. If you're just inviting and not doing your personal development, you're not reaching your full potential as a coach. If you're just doing the personal development and you're not doing your workouts or being consistent with drinking Shakeology, you won't have a story to tell, and you won't be able to share what we have because you're not living it. So it's really a circle. They all work together. Obviously, when it's team cup, like, I will increase my invites more, the number of people that I talk to. But overall, you want to have some sort of balance in between the 3. This is what's going to help you really grow this business. Number 10. And that's another big one, and that's part of the values that I share in my team. I got that a lot with from John Maxwell. My first summit I attended, he was a presenter, and I read many of his books. I have one of his audios in my car. And what I remember, he talks a lot about leadership, right? He's the leadership king, and he talks about how leadership is influence, and how you can influence people is by adding value to their life. So every time you talk to someone, every time you post on social media, always remind yourself that you're trying to add value to people. It's not about you, it's about them. So whatever you're sharing, it's got to touch people. So it's got to change them in a way. So it's going to make them think about their life, reflect on their life, make them learn something they didn't know, make them feel good, make them, help them take action on something they've been putting on the side, inspire them. And the only way you can aspire to inspire someone is if you're inspired yourself. So that's why personal development, again, is super important. I feel sometimes that I'm stuck. I'm like, I don't know what to share. And I know I've been putting my personal development a bit of on the ice. I'm not doing it as much. If you're reading something and it doesn't inspire you, you don't have to read the whole book. Maybe it's not the book that you should be reading now. There's some things that it's not just about feeling good and enjoying it, because it's also working on your skills. Personal development is also that. So sometimes it's not you don't feel like watching that webinar on how to improve your engagement on your social media, but sometimes that's what you need. So it's not just about feeling good and all of that, but really, I know, like, I'm reading the slides right now in my post on my social media. Like, I have so many ideas. Like I'm super inspired by it. So it helps me to deliver content. So these are like my 10 quick tips that I wanted to share with you. I don't know if that makes sense to you. I hope it adds value. And if you have any questions, go ahead.
No, it was perfect. It was perfect. I have questions, and I know we have a few questions from coaches too. And coaches, if you do have questions, make sure you put them on our thread that I posted in the event. But I have a few questions I'm going to tie in with other coaches' questions. But what is your preferred social media source? Like Facebook, Instagram, blog, where do you feel like you get the most people?
Facebook Live page. This is where I built mine. My sponsor, that's what she had. So we always do what our sponsor does, right? It's just like an immediate thing. This is how I started. And it's funny, one of the posts that really put me on the map, I think, is a post that scared me so much to publish. I was so scared because it was a workout I was doing in front of my son. He was 9 months. I was doing turbo fire, like screaming and jumping, and he's drinking his bottle and he's laughing. And I shared that in my very first challenge group, which was a health group. So it wasn't a really challenge group. It was a free group. And I shared that, and one girl said, "You need to post that on your page." I'm like, no, you guys are my friends. That's okay, but I'm not sharing that. I look crazy. I'm jumping. I'm screaming. And then she's like, "No, you should be sharing that." And I did, even though I was really scared. And I got so many moms. Like, that was like when my branding really took off. Like, okay, I'm a mom working out at home with her baby, and I make him laugh, and it's a fun thing. And it really, like, I got a lot of people that came to me, and it really built my brand. So Facebook like page, I'm not an expert at it, but I do get a lot of engagement on my page. It's all French. If you want to go see it, you can. But my market is French, so I'm sticking to that. I do a bit on my personal Facebook. I should do more, actually. I try to post more in English on that side, but when it's my page, it's all French. And one thing I can tell you is it's super nice to have like that many people following you, but at the end of the day, is the conversations you have. So if you're not talking to people, nothing's gonna happen. And one thing that you want to focus on is engagement. I think I have pretty good engagement on my page. And it's just like, I want someone to go on my page and be like, this looks fun. Like, people are talking to each other. Like, I want to click like, give them a reason to click like. Because if you're inviting people to like your page, but there's nothing that they find that they can connect to, you're wasting your time. So yeah, long answer, but Facebook like page, that's what I do.
That's a good answer. People need to hear that. They really do. Not just about posting, products and stuff like that. It's about posting, things people can connect to.
Yeah.
Just a couple curious. This is just, Brett's. I'm just totally curious on this. What is your, during a Team Cup month, what is your goal number of people to talk to, I guess, or contacts per day? I'm curious.
Okay. I usually have a list of 250 names. So I will update my my contact list. So that's pretty much what I have. But seriously, I could go more. This last cup, honestly, I didn't do that many personal invites. I did the previous cup, but last cup I got more points than the previous one, which is kind of funny. I don't do challenge posts so much, but I did a few ones in this last cup, and then I just started building with relationships with the people that came to me, and then I had people that I followed up. So it wasn't just sending invites, but a lot of people that I followed up with. And I always update my contact list. I probably have 5. So the goal is to have names. You never want to run out of names, But I teach my team to have at least 100 people. I believe some of them had 150 and 200. So that's pretty much that. To win the cup, the thing you have to know is everybody needs to max out pretty much. Everybody's got to have their 35 points, because if you have one rock star who's killing it with 100 points and the other ones are not pulling their weight, her points are not going to count, right? So the hardest thing is to find people that are willing to be 100% committed for the whole month and will hit that 35-point mark. The winning team, Melissa Potier was the captain. She's my personally sponsored coach. One of my personally sponsored coach is in the winning team. She won it with me last time. And I mean, that girl, Melissa, she got like 158 points. So you need a lot of points to win the cup. I mean, it's not like, it's crazy, and it's gotta, yeah. So my personal goal last cup, I had 81 points, and then I had a few ranks advancements. So I think I was at 85 team cup points or something. And the girls on my team, they're all my personally sponsored coach. That's always what I do. I go with my personally sponsored coach. It's an opportunity for me to work close with them too. And some of them, like their max that they had before was like 14 or 15 points. But during the cup, they had 40, 45, 50. One had like 58 points. And like the highest she's got before was 14. This like blows their mind. Like right now, these girls, they're like, oh my goodness, I never thought this would be possible. Like now what can I do that I thought was impossible before? Like obviously they're all like thinking, oh my goodness, I can be diamond. I'm gonna be diamond, you know? So this really comes down to like pushing your limits, and then you realize that you can achieve so much more than you think.
I love that. I love that. Okay, that's all my questions. I was totally just curious, but I have a few coaches who have a couple questions.
Okay.
Some look related, some don't look related, so bear with me here. First question is, do you ever or would you ever recommend sharing prices directly through a post or ad for a challenge group?
You can. I tried it. You know what? It doesn't work so much. Me personally, it didn't really change so much. The tricky thing with that is you don't ever want to sound desperate, like ever. You should be happy that I'm offering you the opportunity to feel better about yourself and change your life. You know, I don't need to give you a prize for that because you're already going to be winning. So you can do that. That could be a strategy too. I know you can use that in your follow-ups too. And if someone is hesitant and be like, well, I have my prize this month because of this. So, sometimes it works on the psychology of people. So you can, you just want to be careful with that. And I know like there are some rules and like you want to be compliant to like, there's some things you can't do about prizes and all that. So you want to keep that in mind. I think it can't be like higher than a certain amount. I haven't done it. I don't know about it so much. So if you want to do that, like make sure that you know about that. And again, it's just in a way of positioning it. Make it fun. It could be cool to have a prize. I do prizes in my challenge groups. So once they are in, they have a prize at the end. I do a draw, not a draw, but like they accumulate points. So I have a point system. But it's not something that I really use, but it could be a strategy.
Okay. Do you use Instagram?
No, I'm kind of like, my business is all in French. So I'm really wondering, it's kind of hard for me to like go on Instagram. I don't know if there's traction in French. I don't know if I'm going to track like tons of people from France, which is not going to take me anywhere right now. And right now I really don't want, like I do have English coaches. My husband's English, like he was born and raised in English. He went to school in English. So he's kind of more involved in the English side of it. So me, I'm really sticking to French. It's not an excuse. It's just I haven't explored it. I know nothing about it. I'm not saying no. I think my next thing is going to be a blog, because I feel like Facebook is something that I've been like very comfortable with, and I want something that I own. Like I want something that's mine, that no one can really shut down.
So you have your like page and your personal page. Do you work both?
I mostly work on my like page, and what I do is I tag myself from my personal account. So I will tag myself in the picture, so these people on my personal account will see that I'm tagged on my page. So, and even now I tag myself. If I do statuses, I don't always update status. I try to use images, but sometimes it's just a random status. I tag my name in there, so you can do that. So it's going to show on your timeline, your personal account. But I really just use my like page. There's a lot of opportunities that I'm not taking right now. It's just right now the like page is working really well.
Well, that's what I tell my team. I say pick, one form of social media and master it, and then move on to something else if you need to. But at this point, if you don't need to, then why?
Yeah.
Do you have another percentage question? Do you have a posting routine or pattern you follow when posting through the week?
I used to. Honestly, I'm very spontaneous when it comes to my social media. I do get a lot of traction like on that post that I post at like 8:30 at night or around that. So, but when I first started, I was very, very consistent with the morning post, the lunch post, and the night post. So I would do 3 a day and very consistently, and I would program them. I live on the West Coast. My following is on the East Coast, so thank God for the programming tool, scheduling tool on the page. I would always have like an inspirational quote in the morning at like 7 a.m. And I'm not saying that I shouldn't be doing that right now. I just don't right now. Right now, I feel like I'm getting a lot of new people all the time, so I don't feel like I need to be like building that. I don't know, that expectancy of posting. I'm very spontaneous more right now. I go with the flow. That's my personality. But if you're just getting started and you're not getting traction, be religious about it. I mean, like, you want to be posting and you want to create that expectation from people. Like, if you miss one post in the morning, you want them to be like, hey, what did you post today? Like, you want them to be curious and go on your page. So that's totally a good thing to do, and that's what I tell my coaches to be very consistent. I feel a bit hypocrite to say that now. Not that I don't think I should be doing it, but I'm honest. I'm very spontaneous now when it comes to that. But I post every single day. Every single day.
Yeah. I do the same thing. A lot of my news feed is just what I'm doing at that moment. So, versus all planned out.
Yeah. If you find yourself not being able to post and the day goes, it's like anything. You have to be disciplined, right? So you plan it. If you feel like you're posting all the time and you're building a solid brand with it and you don't need to program it, that's okay. Just do the things that help you be disciplined with the things that you should be doing every single day.
Okay, I think this is the last question. It's a simple question, but a good question. Can post be
Sorry.
Sorry.
Oh, it's cutting off. I can't hear.
No, you're fine. It says, can posts be too long? When I dig deep into posts, I feel like I ramble. What's a good length that you found, or what areas should be hit?
Very good question. And my answer is, it depends where you're at in your business. It sort of is related to the credibility you've built. If you're just getting started and you have that long post, people don't know if you're worth their time. So I wouldn't recommend starting, or if you don't have a huge following or a lot of engagement, go more straight to the point, ask questions, build that relationship with your audience. Once you go more like when you get a good response, when people get to know you, you get positive feedback on your post, then I think you can go longer. I don't have a specific length, but people scroll down their newsfeed, they're going to decide very quickly if you're worth their time. So when you first start, if they don't know you, they might just be like, no, I don't have time for this. So yeah, that when you first start, I didn't have long posts. I don't always have long posts. Sometimes I do it. If I do it, it's mostly at night. Same for videos. If you have longer videos, post them at night. When the kids are sleeping, if your audience typically has kids, post them at night. People have more time. They're sitting down. They're chilling. So yeah, I would do that. I wouldn't do that like necessarily in the morning when everybody's running to get ready to go to work and all that.
Awesome. I love it. Do you have any questions or anything? Brett's been sitting here eavesdropping.
So. Hey, Brett.
Hey, what's going on?
All right, well, I will let you go. I appreciate this call. I honestly, like, look, I took tons of notes that I'm going to start putting into action because I'm like, how in the crap is she talking to so many people? And it's just a numbers game, right? That's all it is. It's all about the number of people you talk to. So I know it's time for me to step it up, and I know a lot of my team feels the same way. And so we really appreciate you hopping on and sharing with us and opening up and everything.
Thank you so much. Enjoy your day in California.
Thank you. Have a good